inspiring show brings together powerful voices and conversations designed to help you lead with purpose and live with intention. Rebecca is the CEO of RHG Media Productions, founder of Your Purpose-Driven Practice, an international best-selling author, co-host of the Women Rising TV show series, and a media personality who has been featured on ABC, NBC, Fox, Huffington Post, and Thrive Global. Now, here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And in June, we like to look at how to fully show up in our life. Summer star. How do we shine and choose to take center stage? So often we can treat life a little bit like a dress rehearsal. Next time I'll show up, or this is just practice, and I'll bring everything next time. I'll bring this forward. Or we shrink back a little bit and let others take the center stage in all areas. And what I want to encourage you to do in June is to really see how can you take center stage of your life? How can you fully show up? And part of that is really looking at the impact people have had in our life, how they've shown up. How can we show up? How have they impacted us? And today we have an amazing guest. I know you're going to love her heart, her spirit, her energy, and her perspective on things. And she's going to be talking about the power of storytelling and focused in on fatherhood. She's created a beautiful children's book tied into fathers and celebrating them. And what a beautiful time as we come together in June, which is also a month that we celebrate fathers, to look at that. And how does that tie into who we are, how we're showing up, and how we can continue to bring forward those things that matter most to us, as well as be mindful of the impact we're having on future generations, on children around us. How are we choosing to show up and raise confident children? We all get to be part of that conversation. So I hope you're excited. I am. I'm leaning in, looking forward to what will unfold in our time together today. And I want you to be able to get the most out of this time that we have. I'm pausing on time because we're having an interesting conversation about time behind the scenes before we start. So as we look at this time that we are choosing to come together, that we are choosing to mindfully, purposely connect and pour into you, and you're willing to be present, receive, and be poured into. So as we come together in this beautiful space, what is it that you need today? What is it that will support and empower you? As we shared a little bit of what the show's about today, where did that strike you? Where did you feel that ping or hit, or maybe raise your excitement or create some reflection? Where are you finding that lands within you? And what are you needing and willing to receive as a result of that? As you come together, fully showing up for a time today. To help with this, let's take a deep breath in through the nose, all the way to the toes. Creating room and space just for you. I encourage you to close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And I even like to put both hands on my heart. I'll invite you to do the same. And just pause, breathe, and inquire, what is it that you need today that will encourage, empower, and support you to show up a little bit more? Perhaps a reflection on a relationship with a father. Maybe thinking about children and future generations showing up fully in our lives. What is coming forward for you? As you're pausing and breathing, hands on your heart, exploring these questions, notice the beat of your heart. And then notice that pause in between the beats, that little quiet space. What is it whispering to you, sharing with you today that you need and are willing to receive? Sometimes it's words, a song, an image, a set, a memory. What's coming forward for you? Beautiful. Let's receive that information. Take a deep breath. Come back into the room, fully present, and take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart. Writing it down helps it come forward, come into reality, not just swirling around in us. And as you write that down, I encourage you to keep that paper in front of you so that you're able to continue to write down those things that touch your heart, spark something within you. I encourage you a new perspective, an action you may want to take, something you may want to explore at a deeper level. Write those things down and keep that paper handy because I know we're going to have a beautiful conversation today. So as we come back fully present, writing down what's coming forward for us, I invite our amazing guest, Sherry. I would love for you to share what was laid on your heart as you took a moment to stop, pause, and open and receive.
Hi. Wow. So what just kept coming over and over again were how precious memories are. Not just the memories that I have with my father, but the memories that he shared from his life with me as I was growing up and living my life from childhood to adulthood. And that it's the stories of the memories that tie our lives together. And then there's all the new memories that you continue to create that add such depth to the ones that you already have.
That's beautiful. I love that. And that we get to keep weaving new stories and memories in and bring that rich legacy and mixture forward. Thank you. I love that. I know I felt for myself, I felt like I had a lot of different memories and thoughts bubbling through me as we're connecting and writing some of those down so that I can really enjoy them and sink into them a little bit later and go deeper. So I just kind of felt that prompting and that importance of remembering, of slowing down a little bit to really drink in what is bubbling up. So that was what I felt as we came together. And listeners, I'm interested and curious about what came up for you. Maybe it was tied to memories or a feeling. What came up for you? And even looking at how are you showing up and taking center stage? How are you sharing your experiences and memories? Are you adding to them, sharing them, passing them on to those around you so that the memories continue to build and impact others? What's coming up for you? As we go to our first commercial break, I want to encourage you to stay present and really sink into what is coming forward. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com and make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Follow Voice America at facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or would like to connect with Rebecca or today's guest, we'd love to hear from you. You can email Rebecca at rebecca@yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. You can also find free resources, empowering articles, and inspiration through Continue the Momentum and RHG Magazine, created to help you keep moving forward in your purpose. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and that opportunity to just see what's coming up and lean in and explore. As we continue our conversation, I invite you to use those 2-minute moments that we have built in throughout the show to continue to process and receive and drink in everything that comes forward. That helps you start to integrate it into your life. So it's not just on the list. Someday I'll get to that. Maybe it's actually something that you're starting to process and bring forward. So enjoy those moments as we continue our conversation today. Well, I'm excited to introduce officially our amazing guest. I know you got to hear her on a heart level in the opening segment. Let me share just a little snapshot of who she is. So Sherry Lynn Campbell is a #1 international bestselling novelist, storyteller, and children's book author. Excuse me. She's worked with preschool and elementary school aged children for nearly 2 decades. She holds a bachelor's in language and a master of education with a specialty in Montessori's theories and practices. She is passionate about the power of storytelling. And I would say, and the power of music and songs as well. I'm going to add that in. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful, the dynamic, and gifted Sherry Lynn Campbell. Welcome.
Oh, I just love the way that you have all the fanfare when you introduce your guests into your show. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. My hands are up and raised.
I can see that in my mind.
Love it. Love it. And I love to celebrate because I feel like it's so special when we have an opportunity to come together and introduce each other and share amazing people with each other. And I feel like we just don't have enough fanfare around that in our daily lives. I mean, imagine that when you're introducing friends and connections, if we took a moment to do that and lift each other up. So that's something I'm excited to bring forward in each of our shows. So thank you for commenting on that. And I wanted to start with, why is storytelling something that is so important to you? And what is it? Because I think sometimes we have a picture of what storytelling is, and I'd love to hear your definition of it and why it's so important to you.
Well, storytelling, I guess, is such a connection to who we have been as a people. And it's always been, you sit around the fire and people drew pictures on caves and they told these stories that we now in our age here try to figure out, what were they telling us from way back when? How did they live? And I guess the stories that are the most transcendent aren't just grocery lists of what we do on a daily basis, but it's what it means to us on a daily basis. And the storytelling that goes on in our life, at least in my life, is stories of emotion and stories of dealing with things that might be hard. How do you overcome that? Stories of love, stories of friendship. But when I reflect on how storytelling works kind of in the fabric of the world around me, my mom told storytelling through cooking and making us dinner. These were things that she ate as a child. These were her grandmother's favorite recipes. My father told stories through his woodcrafting and his love of antiques, and how these things that looked old and not modern to us were actually what people used to use to wash their clothes or iron their clothes. And it's such a, it has so much connectivity for me. So when I tell stories to children about, in the classroom, about, the world, I can see them relating it immediately to how they live and how they feel and what they think and what they can dream. And I think that's very powerful.
I love that. I like it's so true when we see something that's different or, this is how we used to do this. We instantly compare it. I do that now. I instantly compare it with how I do that now, how it connects, how, taking pictures has changed so dramatically in my lifetime and, phone devices and just so many of those things, being able to, see some of that history to where it is now. And then I'm able to connect and appreciate that shift and change and take a moment to look at how things work in my life around that as well. So I love that. And children, especially, just absorbing and learning and wanting to know how so many things work. And in fact, before we started the show today, we were talking about time. And I'd love for you to share how that question came up, because again, it's showing this learning and legacy and stopping to really look at things.
So when I was in second grade, as a teacher in second grade, my focus for the classroom was math, and time falls under math. And clock time has always been really hard for me as far as figuring out how many hours are in between and all of it, even though it's counting just up to 12 or 24. It's complicated. So I was in the process of teaching children time, and they wanted to know who invented it. I thought that was such a great question. And, as an instructor to children, you feel like I should know everything. I should be able to just say it all out there for them. But I didn't. So I admitted I didn't know, but I would go ahead and do some research. I told them what my guess would be, and then I went and looked it up. And time, the definition was that time doesn't exist. And it's not real, except for what framework we put it in. And it's a complete construct of man. And we measure it based on an agreement that Julius Caesar and those guys kind of condensed down and figured out. And the calendar names and the month names and the days of the week names, they all have very, very ancient history. And the kids just thought that was wonderful. They just really thought that was so neat. And it gave them a perspective of that math had a lot more to offer than just this is 1, this is 2. And if you add 2 to 1, you get 3. And so it made the story of math much more interesting.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, and how we all look at time and operate and connect with it sometimes and not sometimes as we navigate along. So I appreciate your perspective on that. And I wanted to circle into the book that we're focusing on today, that you have created and brought forward for fathers and around fathers. And I know it's the 10-year anniversary of this originally being created. And so I'd love for you to share why you created it in the first place and why it was important to bring forward a 10-year anniversary version of it that you're bringing to the world.
Great. Oh, I love talking about my projects because they feel like, my kids. I was working, I had retired from massive classroom teaching, and I was working as a guest music teacher at a Montessori school that was local for preschool aged children. And the head teacher asked me there if I was always making up songs about this or that, and I was doing the music circle work for them, and she asked if I would make up a song for Mother's Day. So no small thing there. So I did that, and we came up with a great song, and then we needed one for Father's Day, so it was pretty easy to move that song from mother to father and have a great thing for the children to sing for the dads in June. And I was, and watching the children perform and sing with such joy to their parents, I thought, this would be, I read so many books to the children at the storytelling component of Music Circle. I thought this would be a really great book. But I wanted it to be kind of a gift, not just to the parents from the children at that school, but kind of a gift to every parent and their child in celebration, as well as to help create some revenue for children's hospitals and families that are in crisis with children, and create kind of a bubble of hope to help lift everybody up. And so that's how the books came about 10 years ago. And they were little board books because I wanted them to feel solid, and like your family feels solid. And I had a great illustrator who filled them with images of progressing through your childhood to, preteen, and the little snippets of images that would connect readers and children to things that they could do and see and have happen in their own world during that first 10 years or so of your life. And when the board books ran out of being in existence, I wanted to bring it forward with greater purpose. And so the 10-year books have all of the beautiful images. They have all of the song and the components in there for families to engage in, but they also contain why reading's important. Why is it important to sit down and read with your children? And why was it important for me to share the magic of ordinary life with the world, from my mother and my father, and why it's important for all of us to be able to share that with each other.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a very, very rich experience. I know it has the song in it, so people can sing along with it if they choose. And
I can always sing it on air too, just so they know what the tune sounds like.
I know we could actually do that if you would like. So, do you mind singing the song that became
No, not
a book?
at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it goes like this. F is for father. A is for awesome. T is trustworthy. And H is my hero. E is for everything you are to me. Father, Father, I love you. I do.
Thank you. I'm smiling as you share, and it's exciting to bring this beautiful book forward. And I know this is something that is just so close to your heart. And as this goes out into the world and starts to impact more and more people, because I know the reach is expanded with the new format that you've been able to bring it forward, and they can find it in lots of different places, including Amazon for those who are lucky.
And Barnes and Nobles. Yep.
They'll be able to find it there. Do you have an intention, something that you hope happens as this goes out into the world?
Yeah, I hope that people see that even small dreams can have really large impact and reach. When we did this song at our little preschool, I'm talking small, 24 kids max total. And I would come and be there for the Mother's Day programs. And when it became a book, I had the book there. And one of the parents from another preschool who had transferred over said, well, this other preschool was singing this song, and I thought it was just a song. I didn't know there was a book. I didn't know there was that you were an author. I didn't know this. I just thought it was a really beautiful song, and how sweet to sing to the mothers and fathers this easy little simple song. And that really struck me because I wasn't thinking much farther than this little preschool that I was participating in. And to have it migrating all on its own. So I'm hoping that this book, which has now migrated to, more continents than just our own and different countries, that it inspires people to think about the things that they're passionate about and reach out and take a chance on helping and see where that leads them.
Oh, thank you. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do so, listeners, I want you to think about the song that Sherry shared with us. And what is it on your heart to bring forward, to allow to ripple out into the world, that you're willing to share it, you're willing to bring it forward and see where it will go? We'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Where can you listen to some of the world's top life coaches ready to dish out success tips and entrepreneurial guidance? The Voice America Empowerment Channel will do just that. Whether it's personal growth, building a better business, or inspirational life stories, make it a daily habit to tune into our programs. From weight loss and personal branding to law of attraction and increased happiness, you'll find it every day at voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation. You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or would like to connect with Rebecca or today's guest, we'd love to hear from you. You can email Rebecca at rebecca@yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. You can also find free resources, empowering articles, and inspiration through Continue the Momentum and RHG Magazine, created to help you keep moving forward in your purpose. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and had some wonderful ideas kind of bubble up that you're thinking about bringing forward, creating a ripple, being willing to share and shine out a little bit more. Is there a father in your life that you're wanting to celebrate or share? Co-share, I'm thinking memories together that are coming forward as you reflect on what Sherry's bringing out into the world. And I was thinking about the ripple, and I wanted to share not only is the ripple she is creating with this book and its message and the way that you can share singing and growing together so beautifully. It also it's been important to her, she's brought it forward, that 1% of the proceeds are going to some really important causes. And so I just wanted you to share a little bit about that, Sherry, why that was important to you to do in the first place. Where are some of those proceeds going to support? And anything on your heart that you want to share about that?
Well, at one point in my life, I thought I'd like to be able to go into children's hospitals and read stories and sing with them while they're recovering. And then I realized I probably wasn't strong enough to be able to do that with any kind of face. So then I thought I would like to help in another way. And around that time frame of me wondering how I could give back to the world or share more of myself in a positive way. My son got he broke his arm terribly, and it was a really long and arduous process that he had to go through. And he was going to be okay at some point, but for, about 2 or 3 years, we walked a mile in some shoes that some families walk their whole life. And we got to see the strength, the compassion, the grace, the respect that these families had. We got to see the amazing caregivers that work so diligently in this world to help make however much time you have in the world the best it can be. And even if you're facing big hardships, there's still love and there's still hope and there's still care and joy and laughter in the process. And that struck a really deep chord. And just writing a check didn't seem big enough of a give from me. So I wanted to create something that I could put out that people could participate in and share with me, as well as get something for themselves that everybody could feel good about. So my books are part of the board books, were part of the welcoming into Ronald McDonald's house package. So when families checked in there, they found in their room things to make them feel like this was their home for right now, and that it felt homey and they felt loved and supported. And that made me feel like I was not necessarily in the room with them, but giving them a way to share with each other memories from the parents, the grandparents down the way, as well as for the child to think about things that they hoped for or remember sharing with their parents and siblings. And that felt better. That felt like love. And so I'm hoping and that with this new format, that will carry over to a much bigger audience. And I think of all the parts that we added into the 10-year edition, that blank pages at the end are my favorite, so that families can truly create an heirloom item that gets passed down through generations, where they can log milestones, family milestones, important moments, so that when my son passes it down to his son, and then the grandson, and then farther on down, the child through those lifetimes can look back and see, hey, my grandfather used to love to wash his car at Golden Gate Park. Wow, isn't that cool? And my mom washed cars with her dad on their driveway. And now my son, he loved going to the car wash where we drove through, and all the stuff got sprayed on us. And it's just a car wash, but it turns into something that's much bigger than just a car wash.
Beautiful. I do. I love those blank pages at the end. I could even see a drawing or an art piece that is created of a memory that is shared and put there as well. So I love how you've made it such a interactive experience for people, and to be able to just really become a treasure that gets passed to others with new memories kind of woven into it. So thank you for bringing such a beautiful book forward, and so many ways that it can serve people. And I appreciate your heart in wanting to give and make a difference and invite others to be able to do that as well. That coming along together, it's so amazing what can be created,
I
when
agree.
we join each other on a journey. Yeah. So I just really appreciate that. And as we're reflecting on fathers and we're reflecting on your book, is there a memory of yours that is coming forward that you would like to share?
Well, I think one of my most favorite memories, because my brother and sister weren't included in it, was when we moved. We moved from our home in Daly City, which to people who are around the world is in the San Francisco Bay Area, and it's very foggy. It's very windy. And my mom and dad had grown up in San Francisco, where it's foggy, but there's a lot more sun. And so living in Daly City, my mom felt she was fogged in all the time. And when I was in third grade, we moved to what my mom thought was the country, what felt like the country to all of us, as we moved down the peninsula. And at the end of our street, which was a dead end street, there was still a horse ranch that you could go and rent horses and, ride around for the day in the little tiny mountain that was at the end of our street. And for a young girl who loved to play with Barbies, my Barbies needed to have horses now. So my mom and dad bought me some Breyer horses, and now my Barbies had horses. And being the creative, imaginative child, I tried to make a little barn out of paper and cardboard and tape. And my dad saw that, and he's a woodworker, furniture refinisher, and he created a take your daughter to work day before it was a thing. and invited me to go to his shop up in the city and make a barn. And so I brought my horses, and he taught me about his craft. He taught me about safety. He taught me a lot about creativity and how to measure and why that matters. And then he painted it the most amazing shade of red. And it was such a magical day with just me and my dad, with him sharing his skill and his expertise to help his daughter build something for her toys. And it was just so big. And even though after I graduated from college, I donated that to the Barbie Museum, and I don't have that barn in my possession anymore, I have it in my heart. I have what that day meant in my heart.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I can feel the love and the richness of that beautiful memory. And now I'm picturing drawing that into the book, into your copy as it goes forward. But what a beautiful memory and gift that he gave, weaving together his gifting and sharing that with you in such a deep way and creating something so beautiful for you and your horses. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Well, as you're reflecting back on our conversation, I wanted to see if there is something you want to share about how does this tie into all the things we've talked about? How does this tie into helping us show up more powerfully in our life and shine?
Well, so for all the people who are out there who are fathers and mothers, you're the first teacher for your children, and that's powerful in itself. You're there through thick and thin, and some people who don't necessarily have the father figure in their world that they that could maybe be as positive as the one that I had in mind. My dad didn't have that. He had an uncle who filled that role and helped him be the man that he wanted to become as he was growing up. And so how stories like this help us all shine is that we're all dealt different decks of cards, but we can all find positivity and hope and love and support in our communities, and pass that along to our children, that we're there for them, that we're there for each other. Parenting is a really hard gig, and even parents need help from other parents to help with different situations and going through. And all of that outreach and all of that connectivity help us all shine brighter and build a world that we can all feel safer in and have children flourish and thrive in, and help us all bloom to be the best that we can.
Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate your shares. I appreciate that reminder that we can all be part of that in creating a positive impact and positive ripples in the world. As we go to our next commercial break, I want to encourage you to stay present, really see what's coming forward and what is a way that you can add a ripple, a positive step, a way of showing up to really bring forward those things that matter most to you. We will continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America is on LinkedIn. Connect with us today.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or would like to connect with Rebecca or today's guest, we'd love to hear from you. You can email Rebecca at rebecca@yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. You can also find free resources, empowering articles, and inspiration through Continue the Momentum and RHG Magazine, created to help you keep moving forward in your purpose. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed that pause, the moment to really sink into what's bubbling up for you, what you're feeling, what you're considering, exploring. Maybe there's a step you hadn't thought of before. Wow, I could do this, or maybe this would be fun, or, I think I want to go build this with my son or daughter. What is it that's bubbling up as you listen to our conversation? Now, I'm going to have Sherry share a little bit about her company and organization. And I'm also going to have her share her contact information. And I'm doing this on purpose. I want to let you know before I do, because I want you ready with your pen or pencil to write down this contact information. Because when you feel a connection, when you have that opportunity to lean into someone that you resonate, it's important to take advantage of that, to lean in. And so we're going to share that contact information with you purposely and deliberately for those of you who want more Sherry, want to connect in, want to talk, want to go deeper. I want to learn about all of her books, because there are multiple books out there and more being created, and just want to be able to connect and go deeper. So we're going to share that in just a moment. I want you all ready. But as we lean into that, Sherry, do you mind sharing about your company name, why it's called that? And then we can share how people can connect with you further.
Sure. So my company name is WonderEddy. My maiden name was Edmondson, and my friends loved calling my mom and dad Mr. and Mrs. Ed, the horse. So they just thought that was hilarious. And so my nickname, obviously was Eddie. And I embraced it. And when I was in college, I learned that someone asked me if I knew what it meant. I said no, which was silly. But they said, well, it's a little whirlwind or a current that goes opposite of normal. And I thought, wow, all this time, that's such a great description of me. So I embraced that. And then I was asked in second grade we did a project in the classroom around angels. And we were asked to name our angel, and took a bit, but my angel's name came forward as Wonder. And I thought, wow, if I was ever going to have a company, WonderEddy would be a great combination of my angel and me doing good work together. And the image of the heart with the spiral, the eddy going around it, is me living from my heart every day, in every way. And the the purpose of my company, my organization, my purpose in life is to help spread love and be love in the world. Not fix it, not save it, just be love and spread love in the world.
Beautiful. And WonderEddy was born.
And WonderEddy was born.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And I love that you embraced Eddie when you discovered what it meant. You're like, wow, that is me. I love that. Love it. Love it. So would you share the best way for people to connect in with you? And I'd also love for you to list off the titles of your books that are currently available for people to lean into.
Okay, super. So my website is WonderEddy.com, all one word. And my business email is Sherry@WonderEddy.com. My social media is on LinkedIn, and you can follow me with my full name, and that's Sherry-Edmondson-Campbell.
Beautiful. And then I believe you have 3 books.
I do. I have
3.
So my
Those things in the works.
My first book was M is for Mother. So very basic. M is for Mother. And my second book was F is for Father. And my first novel, which launched in August of this year, but the year before us, is The Storyteller's Quilt, Beginnings Are Boundless.
Beautiful. And they're all available on Amazon. They're available on Books A Million, Barnes and Noble, kind of wherever you like to find books in various formats. So you can choose your favorite format.
You can choose your
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing. I so appreciate it and excited as your 10-year anniversary editions ripple out into the world and people get to go even deeper and see some of the why behind storytelling and reading and why those things are so important and how to use the book in a very interactive way. I appreciate that and you and the work that you're doing, being love and sharing love in an Eddie way out into the world is just beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, I call that my Eddie-lution.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. And listeners, I want to thank you for joining us today and really sinking into the conversation, seeing what it opens up for you. And my encouragement is at the end of the show today, take some time for you, a couple moments where you really review your notes and you look at what is something or 2 things that I want to take action on. Maybe it's reaching out to Sherry, getting one of her books, looking at a memory that you want to create or build or share with another. Whatever that step is that you can take today, I want to encourage today. There's a timeliness. If it's coming forward, it's for now. It's not for someday, eventually, maybe. It's really something you can take forward with you now. It's a step you can take. That's how we start to bring forward the things that matter most to us. And I am sitting with, how do I want to be in the world? What is it that I want to stand for and bring forward and ripple out into the world deliberately, mindfully, and purposely? And what is it that you are choosing? Because we get to make choices. We are rippling, echoing, sharing things out all day long, whether we realize it or not. And are we sharing out love? Are we sharing out frustration? Are we sharing out impatience, tiredness, or excitement and possibilities? What are you choosing to bring forward and shine out? So as you go out into the world, I hope you choose to bloom beautifully where you're planted and share the amazing gift of who you are out into the world. May you bloom and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.